Raaho has raised 20 crore rupees of funding in an extension to its pre-Series A round at a valuation of 4 times over last year. Now, the round saw participation from Inflection Point Ventures, Roots Ventures, Blume Founders Fund and angel investors like Vijay, Shekhar, Sharma, Kunal Shah, among others. Joining us now to talk about how the business is doing and how this funding will help is Mohammed, Imthiaz, the co-founder and CEO of Raaho, and my colleague Ritu is with us as well. Imthiaz, thank you so much for joining us on the show today. Raaho wants to use these funds to expand its presence in India and strengthen its tech capabilities. Tell us what your plans are on this front now that you've raised more funds.
Thank you, Arundhati and Ritu, for having me on the show. So we are super excited. There's a very, very large market. Trucking is a extremely fragmented market, which is the total size of the market is $200 billion. We are very glad to see our existing investors and new investors join the bandwagon. We are a 6-year-old company. The focus of the usage of this fund is that today, from a geography presence, we are present in 15 cities. We would like to move this 15 cities to 25 cities. And the most importantly, the fund usage will be in the area of technology. We believe that the whole trucking marketplace or matching in which a truck is given to a customer is very unorganized, is very paper-driven. I would call it is a very, it lacks complete automation. We believe that from a completely paper-driven matching to an automated matching, we'll need a lot of data science and machine learning capabilities. Most of our fund utilization will be in this area of building technology to be able to move towards automated matching.
All right, the bulk of the funding, Imthiaz, will be towards this automation. But, let's talk about the trucking industry in India. That is largely unorganized even to date. Now, you're a digital broker of sorts for these truckers. In terms of an opportunity, what is the size? But also with growing competition, how much of the market share do you think you could capture?
So let's look at this, right? From a logistics is like 14% of India's GDP, and good 6% of that is trucking market, right? That's $200 billion market. We play in the intercity trucking space, which is 80% of that is $160 billion market. So $160 billion unorganized market, less than 2% of this market has gone digital. The way this market works is that at one end you have a trucker, the trucker size of 80 lakh trucks that own in India, most of them, or 85% of them, own less than 10 trucks. So you'll have a long tail of truck owners, which is extremely fragmented. And then there are thousands of shippers. In between lies roughly 100,000 unorganized brokers. Today, Raaho actually replaces these traditional brokers by being a digital freight broker. So from a market opportunity size, I think it's $200 billion market, right? So that's a huge market. And from a competition perspective, this market is very, very early. Right? A lot of people are trying to look at this market from multiple ways. Somebody is looking at this from a load board approach. Somebody is looking at part of the transaction. We come as part of the transaction, something very similar to Uber, which is Uber for trucking. So from a competition, I think the more the competition, the better, because the way to look at it is that 98% of the market is non-digital, and that's a market that we all have to work hard in making it digital, right? So that's a huge opportunity. So I believe, more the players, the better it is, because we need to make this market move towards automation.
All right, Imthiaz, $1 billion opportunity, but you're not telling us what your market share could be. But be that as that may, you claim that your business had grown by about 5 to 6 times since pre-COVID levels, and you also have profitable unit economics. But what we're seeing now is the government's initiative to shift all the cargo movement away from roads and towards railway and inland shipping. What would that mean in terms of your growth and sustainability of this growth in the near term?
Yeah, so yes, we have grown around 7x. A lot of tailwinds for our business, right? Every other business has gone digital. So clearly, we are one of those, trucking is one of those last bastions that need to go digital, right? We need to make life better for a trucker. So from a tailwinds perspective, of course, the growth is coming. We've always been unit economics positive, right? And when I say this, I would say that the 20 crores is going to last us. This gives us a runway for almost 2 years. Yes, 65% of India's transportation happens through road, 32% happens through railways, and a very small percentage happens through water and air. So shipping, it's too small, so it doesn't really impact. Of course, government really wants to remove the loopholes or concerns that exist on the railway side, because the last mile and the first mile needs to be thought through. I think that's one area which is definitely going to grow. But I personally believe that there is an equal amount of focus when it comes to road. If you look at it, the roads are getting better. The FASTag is helping move things faster. What would have been considered a normal, let's say 5 days from Delhi, Chennai today, that has gone to 3 days. So clearly the roads are also getting better. More and more highways are coming into play. The new national logistics policy that you see is focusing on building warehouses and infrastructures in smaller towns, which would definitely mean, big time growth in the roadside. So I believe that road transportation percentage will more or less remain the same, even if the government starts, putting a lot of pressure or growth focus on shipping or let's say railways.
All right, so road transportation is here to stay. Never mind the government's push otherwise. But, lastly, Imthiaz, if I were to ask you to take a more macroeconomic view, the long-term ambition as far as Raaho is concerned, do you want to remain a trucking marketplace alone, or do you think you could have a larger play in India's logistics story?
65% of the market is, transportation is happening through trucks. So I personally believe that that's a very large market. Today, we play in the intercity market and largely in the container truck. We believe that we will continue the intercity space, which is $160 billion market. We might open up into maybe open trucks as we go on, but I personally believe it's large enough market to digitize and take us another 5-7 years to digitize and bring all the truckers and all the customers into our platform and move towards automated matching. So I think it's a large enough market. I told you 22% of that has gone digital. We have to come together to make this $160 billion market go digital. So I think currently we'll continue to focus on it, but I think a lot of focus will be about how do you make this automated, right? That's the only way to scale this up to 100x from where we are today.